Stop chasing money and stop wanting money. Wanting money is the problem. Ever since Dr. Summers' BrainWave ritual, I stopped wanting money months ago. And now I make more than a doctor, and so does my wife. In fact, my wife's best friend used to be a congresswoman, but she's so jealous she won't even talk to my wife anymore. My daughter's teacher said she had ADHD, so we used Dr. Summers' BrainWave, and now my daughter's first in her class. Getting rich is easy. There's only one thing you must do. Think you know what it is? Maybe you think it's having a rich dad like Donald Trump, or a business like Jeff Bezos, or a good degree like from Harvard. Maybe you think it's who you know. Or maybe if you're like I was, you think it's the law of attraction. But the truth is, it's none of those things. You won't find it on YouTube, Google, or TV. It's never been in any course, and no book on Amazon mentions it. Instead, this one thing is sitting inside of you right now. It's a tiny brainwave that, when activated, can make you as wealthy as you want to be. This microscopic brainwave is generated by a power source in your cerebrum, evolved over 250 million years, and is so small, we didn't even know what it did until recent CIA research leaked the finding. And this tiny power source is sitting dormant inside your brain right now. But here's the catch. You simply need to activate this tiny brainwave using a simple 7-second ritual. Think you know what it is? I would be shocked if you did. Japanese PhDs just started studying it. Russia's top sports scientist is performing experiments too. And the results from NASA's largest psychology study ever left their team of neuroscientists stunned. Tesla wrote pages about this mystery. Da Vinci too. Edison even invented a secret device to activate this tiny brainwave for himself. So if you can sit still for the next 3 minutes and 19 seconds, you can activate this tiny dormant brainwave, allowing you to finally become fabulously wealthy, healthy, and lucky. In fact, this power is available to anyone on Earth who can simply activate it. And activating it doesn't require surgery or an expensive headset. You don't have to journey the globe or even leave your home. You don't have to meditate, visualize, or write anything down. You don't even have to believe in manifestation. That's got nothing to do with this 7-second ritual that caused a leading American neuroscientist, Dr. Thomas Summers, to write, "This breakthrough will rank up there with the discovery of gravity and electricity." The truth is, I can guarantee you've never heard about this breakthrough, because the greedy, corrupt investors who privately funded these secret experiments demanded this discovery be made available only to the upper echelons of politicians and government officials. They're seeking an injunction right now in Fairfax County to hide it from you and take this website down. The last thing they want is more rich people, because if more people are rich, they'll have more competition. So time is ticking. I don't know how much longer we have, so listen carefully, pay attention, and watch this video to the very end. Now, I get that you might be a little skeptical. After all, it sounds a little too easy, but this one thing has made me wealthy beyond my wildest dreams and has helped thousands of people in over 70 countries. I can't wait for you to see it now. And since I'm about to share a personal and humiliating story with you that nearly broke my daughter's heart, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dave Mitchell. I'm not a doctor, neuroscientist, or guru. I'm a husband and father who just wanted to give my daughter and wife a better life, but I never imagined what happens next. "Dave, you stupid idiot! They're towing your Toyota!" My wife yelled as they took my car. "Were you so busy losing money on the Raiders that you forgot to pay the car bill I told you to pay?" My 6-year-old stood motionless, unable to move, so I took her by the hand. "Sarah, don't worry. I'll walk you to school today." On the walk, Sarah gazed at me with those pleading eyes. Her birthday was 2 days away. "Daddy, all I want for my birthday is that electric scooter on TV, the one big enough that we can take turns riding together." I remembered the scooter. It was $399. I'd have to steal the scooter. So I looked my 6-year-old in the eye and I lied to her face. "Daddy's gonna get you that scooter." I wanted to vomit. Walking back, I thought about my impossible task to get Sarah that scooter. I'd tried the law of attraction and working 2 jobs. I tried getting lucky at the casino. I bought multiple tickets to all the lotteries. And the Raiders always lost when I bet on them, and won when I didn't. I'd lost rent payments to get-rich gurus and car payments to crypto schemes when thunder and rain started roaring above me. Running for cover, I slipped into the side door of a local university, completely disoriented. I was in some type of research lab when a man in a white lab coat looked at me puzzled. "I'm sorry, I was trying to hide from the rain." "Ah, stuck in the rain. That is some bad luck. Do you have a lot of bad luck?" There was something about the way he asked that made me spill my guts. I spoke of my daughter, my wife, my job, my life as the universe's doormat, and how no matter what, I would never give up. Although he listened politely, I expected to get kicked out of his lab. He said, "Luck changes for people who never give up, like you." Yes, I think you might be the one. There was a long pause, as if debating whether to speak his mind. Thank God he decided yes. "Friend, my name is Dr. Thomas Summers. I have a young daughter like you. I'm a neuroscientist, and I no longer believe in coincidences. You're going to be skeptical at first of what I tell you, but you must bear with me. Do you understand?" I nodded yes, and Dr. Summers continued. "Last year, I was recruited into a privately funded think tank of leading neuroscientists and psychologists. The program was initiated to develop brainwaves that synchronize with money and wealth, based on CIA research that won't hit the public until the year 2030. Shortly after its inception, we developed the project using brainwave technology that took about 7 minutes a day. A small group of associates found the technology could be used to attract money, often in large sums. These scientists began using the technology to pay off their debts and fill their coffers. But after one scientist showed up to work in a Porsche, he was never seen again. The investors insisted on secrecy. No one could know what we'd found. They demanded this technology only be made available to the upper echelon of politicians and government officials. To me, this was a crime against humanity. But I am prohibited from sharing this technology publicly. You are not. And I didn't know how I would wage my war until the universe chose to send you to my lab today. I couldn't believe this science quack. I was about to walk away when I pictured my daughter's eyes looking back at me. I imagined a life where I wasn't always short on funds, where I didn't have to hide my ATM receipts, where I wasn't always worried about overdue bills or who I owed money to. A life where I could actually provide wealth and security to my family. So I stayed. I'm going to show you a world most people never see, the world of your mind. Your brain produces 4 main waves. We measure these 4 waves on an EEG machine, but for our purpose, only 2 of these waves matter, beta and theta. The beta wave is associated with daily life, being busy, stress, bad luck with your health. Beta is where your limiting beliefs are. Most employees and normal people are in a constant state of beta below their awareness, causing beta to become overactive in their life. In the lab, we called beta the slave wave. So when you hear beta, just think poor. Now, the theta wave is the opposite. It's the gateway to money. Theta is the dominant wave in creativity, intuitive insights, healing your body, effortless learning, and feelings of bliss. NASA's largest psychology study found theta increased memory almost 50% instantly. A team of Japanese PhDs found the famous flow state comes from theta. Russia's top sports scientist found theta was the bridge to bliss. And Thomas Edison invented a contraption that activated theta. He used this device to solve his hardest problems. And curiously, this was the only successful invention Edison never shared publicly. In the lab, we called theta the billionaire brainwave. So when you hear theta, just think money. Since you need more theta, you should know the power source of theta is a tiny walnut-sized region in your brain called the hippocampus. The bigger your hippocampus, the more theta you get. So what you really need is a big, thick hippocampus. But here's what the investors forced into silence. Numerous studies have found people who did not grow up wealthy had a shrunken hippocampus, dramatically reducing their theta. We kept trying to disprove this fact because it's so unfair to people who didn't grow up rich, but we failed. When wealthy people talk about keeping it in the family, they're not just talking about cash money. The wealth begins inside their brain, and then they pass it down the lineage neurologically. My parents didn't have an 8 or 9 figure net worth. Neither did yours. That means we both have this shrunken hippocampus, causing you to produce less billionaire brainwave and more slave wave. Any neuroscientist could hook your brain up to an EEG right now and see this. Because of the shrunken hippocampus effect, the slave wave hijacks your brainwaves, blocking activation of the billionaire brainwave, making it virtually impossible for you to manifest the home, the car, the boat, the travel, the body, the health, the promotion, the love, the luck, the life you've always wanted and deserve. And worse, if left untreated, the slave wave will get passed down to your kids and their kids after. The deck was stacked against you, causing the key part of your brain responsible for manifesting wealth and success to shrink before you even had a chance. So no matter how hard you try now, you're stuck broadcasting the slave wave to your wife, your daughter, your friends, and of course, the universe at large, until we give you a bigger, thicker hippocampus. Dr. Kimberly Noble's lab at Columbia University just used MRIs to publish their first study demonstrating this shrunken hippocampus effect. She's starting to pull on the thread they sealed, stashed, and stored, but she's got years to find what our massively funded team found. This is what they're hiding from you. The real reason why manifestation didn't work for you is not your fault. Years from now, this discovery will rank up there with the discovery of gravity or electricity. And your shrunken hippocampus is evidence of just how neuroplastic the hippocampus is. That means your mind's money-making machinery can transform quickly with this technology. Basically, we're going to make your brain bigger. You fix this, money starts appearing everywhere in your life. It only takes 7 minutes. In search of the solution, we failed at first. We were looking in the wrong place. Then, new research from Kyoto University showed sound waves quickly change our gene expression and how the brain functions. So we shifted our focus. We began looking at the sound waves most revered by ancient cultures, the ones your brain hasn't been exposed to. Shamans use sound waves. So did the ancient Greeks and Native American ceremonies. Their findings compelled Da Vinci and Tesla to immerse themselves in these vibrations too. The ancients of Tuva, whose wealth had left the most studied scholars scratching their heads, even developed a bizarre sound wave called throat singing, allowing them to prosper in the harshest conditions known to man, while every one of their neighbors perished. And it makes sense. We all know the power of vibrations, which is what shapes everything in the universe. Based on this, we developed the first theta-based sound frequency that uniquely targeted the hippocampus, immediately putting it back in a highly neuroplastic state, resulting in a hippocampus that grew 6 times faster on average than every other sound wave or frequency. We then developed 3 additional sound waves, which appear even more potent, but they remain unfinished. They are my focus today. But this first sound wave is finished and extremely precise. It has 9 decimal points and hits 3 frequencies simultaneously. It begins activating your billionaire brainwave the first time you try it. This is what allowed those early scientists to attract money so effortlessly. In your hand, I am placing an iPod. The sound wave is already loaded onto it. Activating the billionaire brainwave is not complicated. Listen to this for 7 minutes a day, and the changes start happening immediately. You are now the last hope to ensure this doesn't vanish forever. I left totally stunned. It all made so much sense. No wonder I'd struggled with money. I went home and put on headphones, not knowing what to expect. The sound was unlike anything I'd ever heard. It felt like I'd left my body as waves of pleasure surged through my spinal cord, transporting me into a world of euphoria. Have you ever had a gut feeling that you couldn't explain, but you just knew a shift was occurring for you? That's what it felt like. But that next day, nothing happened. And 2 measly days. That's all I had left until my Sarah's birthday. The next day, I got a second letter from those ruthless a-holes at the IRS. They magically found more money I owed them, and I lost my bet on the Raiders. Was I doing it wrong? Or was this whole thing BS? I just wanted to believe so bad. I started to feel foolish for even believing. I lay in bed that night, my stomach in knots, imagining Sarah's eyes as I told her Daddy had failed her again. But the next morning, it was like the fabric of reality had shifted for me. On my walk to work, I found a $100 bill crumpled in a bush. Dumb luck, I thought. But dumb luck is still luck, right? I tried to be cautious about my excitement, but then at my only sales appointment that day, I screwed up the sale. And they still bought, making me $1,800 in a single day, just in time for Sarah's birthday. You should have seen the joy on her face when I handed her that electric scooter. She kept crying out, "Daddy, I love you." Then my wife pulled me aside and said, "Dave, I'm sorry I've been acting so cruel. I want to be a better wife. And lately I've been thinking about you when you're not around, so I don't know what's gotten into you, but please keep doing it." I could feel years of tension leaving my body when my daughter whispered, "Daddy, I have a secret for you. Want to know why I wanted my scooter? So you could use it to drive to work. And then Mommy would love you again too." It worked. That was almost a year ago. And here's my life today. I made over $90,000 in commissions. I doubled that with Bitcoin, and I won a jackpot playing the slots. I bought a gorgeous 4,400 square foot home for my family in a gated neighborhood. I don't fear my wife anymore. I feel adored by her. Our love is intensely passionate, and that was before she activated her billionaire brainwave. And I'm writing this to you from an oceanside hotel in the south of France. I brought my family here for a long overdue vacation. So I think it's safe to say I've activated my billionaire brainwave just like Dr. Summers said. But in science, one transformation is not enough proof. What if the universe had just chosen me? To test the billionaire brainwave, I did something I'd never seen any gurus do. I actually tested this on a small group of friends and family and measured the results. I started the test on January 13th with 5 people in the user group. My wife was first. She lost 16 pounds without going on a diet, curing her knee and back pain, and won $8,300 on a lotto scratcher. That night, she took me out to dinner where we tried Wagyu beef for the first time together. My cousin, a first-grade teacher whose husband had just traded her in for a 22-year-old named Candy, overcame the agony of her divorce and manifested her dream man, a doctor from Cincinnati who just bought her a red Porsche convertible. My best friend, a very skeptical computer coder, got the promotion he was certain he'd be passed over for, which included a $40,000 signing bonus and company credit card. A coworker, struggling with his sales and a liver problem, cured his liver and won his sales contest, sending him and his family on a vacation to Waikiki Beach in Hawaii, where they randomly met Jason Momoa. But I saved the best for last. My daughter, Sarah. Sarah now has 3 best friends at school, and the teacher says she's the brightest girl in class. What truly amazed me is all this happened in 6 weeks, and I didn't even tell you the wildest part. The day I started this test was January 13th, which was Friday the 13th, and that didn't even matter. It's like no string of bad luck, no generational curse, no bad karma could withstand somebody who'd finally activated the billionaire brainwave that's waiting to be activated inside of you right now. What more could you want? Now that it's given me the life I've always dreamt of, I knew I had to honor Dr. Summers' last request and share this with the public. Introducing the first theta-based sound frequency developed by the top neuroscientists and psychologists, proven to uniquely target your hippocampus and activate your billionaire brainwave. And my favorite part is it's effortless and begins working the first time you try it. While other people are working 8 to 12-hour shifts or spending $75,000 on a master's degree so they can move one rung up the corporate ladder, you can just lay back with a set of headphones for 7 minutes and let the money come to you. All by harnessing the power of the top neuroscientists and psychologists in America. Most people will spend their time trying everything under the sun to get wealthy. They'll try starting a business or working 2 jobs. They'll try their luck at the casino or the lottery or gambling on crypto. Other people who are more tuned in will try to manifest with the law of attraction or affirmations. I tried all of those things, and I've learned they don't work until